My name is Max Barber. I've been both a producer-director, shooting producer-director, and also an edit producer over the last 20 years in broadcast. I'm based in London, but I've worked all over the world, and I'm currently based in Spain. The first 15 years I was a shooting PD. This involves basically just taking on a very large challenge of delivering a program with scant resources, with scant time, with a lot of pressures and a lot of demands. It's changed a lot in the last 10 to 15 years. When I first started, we were using dedicated crews mostly. And to some degree, higher end budget productions will still employ a DOP, a camera operator, and the director will there be behind them, concentrating on what they should be doing the best, which is directing the crew to direct what is in front of the camera. But of course, budgets have changed, and a lot of television now depends on self-shooting PDs, which means you're juggling a lot of balls. You are doing the job of 5 people. It's a really, really hard job, and I think the industry has really piled the pressure on the last 5-10 years and condensed so many jobs down onto one person with all that responsibility. You're responsible for operating the camera with your focus and your exposure and making sure technically you're getting the right footage. Sometimes you have to do sound as well, which is really, really difficult as well. You also then have to concentrate on what's in front of the camera and what you need editorially, what's going in your ears, what are you hearing, what's being said, what are you seeing? How can you then take this footage into the edit and make what the series producer or commissioner has instructed you to do? And then there's also the day-to-day admin of getting release forms and schedules. I think nowadays cameras are lighter and smaller, and there's more health and safety, there's more rigs and support that's available for kit companies to give out to the PDs. The filming of it is just the start, because there's 2 ways of making a program. There's going out filming it, and then there's going into the edit, which is then making a completely different program. And I've been lucky enough to have done both, because now I do edit producing. Edit producing, again, is a very broad job. You can either be working on a very, very formatted series where they've done dozens and dozens of the same show over and over again, and you're working to a format. So you're going into the edit, you will have a good editor, you will be slightly ahead of your editor, you will be viewing the rushes, you will be writing the scripts, you will be overseeing the whole post-production process to make sure that the format is being honoured and delivered to the broadcaster. So you might have several different directors shooting multiple stories, but as an edit producer, you're quite responsible in terms of bringing all that footage together, watching it, logging it sometimes, and then crafting the scripts from all that footage. Sometimes divvying it up between different edits, 2 or 3 edits sometimes. I find edit producing more creative than going out and shooting on location. You're basically crafting, writing the scripts, pulling everything together. You could be commissioning graphics, you can be doing schedules for the post-production, you are liaising with production, you are liaising with commissioners, you are liaising and scheduling viewings and things with the executives. And you are doing the recuts, you're doing the rewrites, you're passing the notes down to the edit, you're feeding the edits, the different notes. So I've worked on some big shows like Geordie Shore, Don't Tell the Bride, Make Me a Supermodel, National Geographic's Animal Fight Night, a lot of Channel 4 property, W House, The Half the Money, Phil Spencer, Secret Agent. You know, flagship stuff like Cruising with Jane McDonald for Channel 5. I've worked across a lot of genres for all the channels. And if you can spread your experience across the channels, your job opportunities will be much more greater. The best thing about television, it is good money. It is good money compared to what the national wage is. You can earn good salaries. It's long hours and hard work, but the money's good, I have to say. The variety's good. The challenges are good, just the excitement, the spontaneity. Most of my mistakes have been technical. So I remember the first documentary I went out to make, I was doing Drugs Uncovered for Channel 4. Prime time, 90-minute film about the drug industry. I was kind of embedded undercover with a load, not undercover, but I was embedded with a load of drug dealers and drug users for the weekend, and I was out shooting a lot of amazing material, and at some point I took my headphones off and I didn't bother plugging them back in again. At that point, something went wrong with the sound and I couldn't monitor the sound, and I didn't realise that the sound was not being recorded. And of course, when it got to the edit, there was like 10 hours of footage with no sound, and I've missed a lot of golden moments because I wasn't concentrating technically. And I think that's a difficult thing, is that you have to, as a director, concentrate editorially on front of the camera, and you have to concentrate technically as well. If you can do them together, then you should do well. Know your camera, know your kit. I had a reasonable amount of training. I went to film school. Being able to just pick anything up and do it almost automatically is something I wish I had picked up earlier on. Do build your relationships. People will hire you. People want to work with you because they know you and they know the work you can do, and they know that you can collaborate quickly and well on location or in the edit. Build good relationships with the people around you and below you as well, because people below you always move up through the ranks. I know researchers that are now exec producers, they're more senior than me. So I think you just need to respect everyone above you and below you. Having something like Creative Train, I wish there was something like that when I was starting out, because essentially what you're having access to is a lot of information that comes from professionals, that is streamlined, which is concise. When people are starting out, they might not necessarily know exactly what area they want to go into. So something like Creative Train will be able to probably give you an honest opinion and give you a very frank and a very insider's perspective on the different jobs.